Over the years, we've done our fair share of projects on our motorhome, but we've never tackled anything like what's going on behind us right now.
That is a classic Airstream Argosy having a frame-off restoration being done by Kyle and Olivia of Drivin Vibin. They are being joined by our other mutual friends, Mortons on the Move, that's Tom and Caitlin, and they are doing an amazing job taking this beautiful old classic RV and making it new again.
We're gonna go interrupt them right now and find out how they're making out with the renovation and see how much more they have left to do. Hey guys. So Olivia, we see you all suited up here. You look like you're ready to go to space.
Yes, so this suit and I have become very familiar.
Oh yeah?
Seen a lot of projects already, as you can tell. The stain, the polyurethane, and now I'm about to sand the end cap and try to get some of that flaky old paint off of there. And I'm gonna do a little test section with a roller of this really high gloss heavy duty paint that we got just to see what it looks like, because I was thinking about going ahead and painting the whole roof because our solar panels are coming soon.
Oh, nice.
And even if it doesn't look perfect, it'll just be the roof and it'll be sealed and coated.
Well, you have had your hands full with this renovation over what, the past year?
Yes.
You and Kyle have been working really hard.
Yeah, it's been nonstop, especially this past month or so. A lot has been happening really quickly, but seeing the vision finally come to fruition after all this time, it's just that light at the end of the tunnel. Kind of seeing it build out and becoming more homey day by day is a great feeling.
That's awesome. So we're over here on the other side of the trailer now with Kyle, and we want to talk to him about some of the major projects that have gone on in order to get this trailer to the point that it is now. Because we've been seeing a lot of the cosmetic things happening, but there's been a lot going on behind the scenes, right?
Oh man, so to begin with, we had to remove the entire Airstream shell from the frame. I didn't know anything like that was even possible with RVs before we had one, and it was definitely not my intention to ever do that. But because we were able to separate the two pieces, we had awesome access to the frame, which gave us the opportunity to add almost a 4-inch lift at the end of the day to the Airstream.
Oh, you're kidding.
Which that'll give us so much more clearance whenever we're out there boondocking. So
yeah, sure.
That was a big goal, and it's made it super easy to work underneath here. Now that it's lifted up a little
Less
bit.
crawling around.
Exactly.
That's fantastic. And how long did that actually take?
That whole process was probably like 3 months, because in that process we got it sandblasted, we re-welded the frame, we modified, we put new axles on there, then we added the lift and a few other things. So it was a long process.
Yeah, that's serious. So in addition to the frame off, you've also had a lot of work going on the roof as well, right?
We started out the work on the roof by adding the fantastic fans up there. We wanted to have good circulation. We wanted the option of not having to use the AC if we didn't have to and stay cool in there.
Yeah.
But we also put a Dometic low profile AC up there, and it has a heat pump in it too, and that will act as our primary source of heat on the road. We were satisfied with that in our fiber stream, so we decided to use that over here as well in the Airstream. With all of these projects on the roof, we have to cut in the aluminum, and I do not like getting the angle grinder out and cutting the aluminum.
That must have been unnerving the first time you had to cut a hole in the roof.
It's unnerving the first time, it's been unnerving the last time. Every time it's unnerving.
So Olivia and Caitlin, we saw that you've been doing a huge amount of work on windows. What's that been like?
A pain in the butt, really. All of the side windows on the Argosy are acrylic. From the factory. They did it to reduce weight, and these rigs were just kind of experimental, and the biggest thing was for them to be economical, so saving weight was a huge priority for them when they were designing them. But that meant that they didn't stand the test of time very well, and they were very hazy and just crazed, and they looked horrible. And it was like really high on my list of things to do is get these windows replaced so they'd be crystal clear and beautiful and let all the light in.
We got here just in time to see the two of you working out there, and Caitlin, I saw you working away, cleaning, stripping them up, and when we first got here, and it looked like it was really a lot of work.
It really was, and when we got here, Kyle and Olivia had already tried doing a couple of them and learned how difficult they were from the very beginning. So the difficult part of it was that around the acrylic, is this frame, and the frame is riveted to the hinge. And so we had to drill out all of the rivets of the hinge, drill out the rivets of the frame, and after that it should just, slide apart. You can get to the acrylic. Well, after all of that time, water and the elements had gotten in there and corroded where the frame slid together, and it was such a pain in the butt getting it to actually give and come loose.
We pull and pull and pull, and they wouldn't come apart. So we had hammers, we had like pry bars. It took a whole day to do 2.
Yes.
A whole entire day. Because then we're getting there in the morning and it being dark when we finished.
Yep.
Well, we saw the before pictures when the windows were so clouded and crazed. And I have to say that it may not show up on video as well as it does in person, but it is remarkably clear how beautiful the glass is and what a great job you've done. So we see this beautiful countertop here, and I know it's still in process, but what is it? What's it made of, and what's it finished with?
So we found a great deal on this beautiful butcher's block countertop and like a discount home supply type store right in Foley here, and it was awesome because I'd been looking at these like on the Home Depot website, and getting them locally from that store we actually saved about $200. Right now I'm in the process of polyurethaning it. It still needs to be sanded down and get one last coat on here to get it super smooth. As soon as the polyurethane or the clear coat is done on top, then we can go ahead and install our stove and our sink, and it'll really feel like it's coming together.
It's gonna look really different.
And also, I noticed the cabinetry that is going to be going in up here. That looks like it had to be an incredible amount of work to get it to fit on that curved ceiling.
Yes, it was. Kyle and Tom fought with this one. And in general, all of the framing in here was a bit of a challenge because everything had to be measured individually. No 2 places are alike, no 2 boards are the same length.
I'm very impressed with what they came up with. They ended up creating this metal L bracket that they riveted onto the shell and the ribs and then screwed into both of those to make it super secure and sturdy, because we didn't want the weight and the pressure in the wrong places on this aluminum skin.
So Tom is going to tell us a little bit about the systems in place here, particularly the electrical system, which Tom, being an electrical engineer, if you've seen his channel, you know that he has done an amazing lithium installation from a Tesla battery which was all done himself. It was not installed by Tesla or anybody else.
I don't think that they'd want me to install it in an
They
RV.
probably did. So Tom, can you tell us about what you've put together here for this wonderful Argosy renovation?
Yeah, sure. So down here to my right, there's a bench, and underneath this bench, we've installed 500 amp hours of lithium-ion batteries. And in a trailer of this size, that is an incredible amount of storage that you could really only get from lithium. The weight would be too heavy for lead acid in a trailer this size. And we've installed them inside for the benefit that we can install lithium pretty much anywhere because there's no off-gassing or anything, and it keeps them warm, so there's no freeze concerns, which lithium does have.
And those are all wired up in parallel?
They are wired in parallel, 12 volts wired in parallel, back to about here where we enter into our electronics cabinet behind me.
So before we go in back, I'm sure everybody's interested in seeing the lithium batteries that Tom has laid out here so beautifully in parallel. But rather than move all this stuff out of the way, which is things they're working on actively, why don't we encourage you to go to either Drivin Vibin's YouTube channel or Mortons on the Move, their YouTube channel, because both of them have done and are continuing to do videos about this restoration, and that includes a video that you're going to be making about this lithium setup, right?
Yeah, I'll be doing a detailed video about exactly how this is installed and how it all functions together.
Great, so we're going to leave that to them to tell you the details, because no one can explain it better than Tom by himself in scientist mode, explaining how it works. So
I can be a little bit of a geek sometimes too.
speaking, geek is good.
After all the batteries, we come into a couple of bus bars down in our electrical cabinet here, and then off of the bus bars we've connected pretty much everything else. We've got the inverter connected, we've got the solar charge controller that connects to the bus bars, and then we also branch off to all the DC systems that light up the lights and our USB outlets, the water pump, all the other 12-volt accessories throughout the RV.
Kyle was mentioning you're having a lot of solar go on the roof.
Yep, we're going to be maxing out as much we can get on an RV of this size. We're going to be putting over 600 watts on the roof, which is pretty neat. We haven't figured the design out completely yet, but we're probably going to do 2 strings down both sides and come in at the highest voltage we can because we're using an MPPT charge controller so that we can limit the current on the solar side as well.
Kyle and Olivia, we cannot thank you enough for letting us tour your rig while it's in process. It's amazing what you're doing here. You must be so excited. How soon are you hitting the road, and where's the first place you're going?
Well, first of all, thank you for coming and visiting us down here. We don't get a whole lot of visitors, and I think most of them are scared we'll put them to work. But it's been great hanging out with you guys in the meantime. Right now, I think we're planning on spring to hit the road in the Argosy.
Okay. That's coming up soon, right? I mean, it's not too far around the corner.
That's right, it is soon. And in that window of time, we're also going to take a trip out to the desert in our fiber stream. So we'll be a month off of renovations during that time. But hopefully we have some other folks working on projects. So
yeah, it'll be like our goodbye tour in the fiber stream. We are going to be presenting at the Escapers Annual Bash, so we need to get out to Arizona in January. And so this is probably going to be close to finished or finished by then, but we won't have moved in yet. We won't have sold the fiber stream and the truck, gotten our new truck yet. So working those things out are going to take a little bit of time.
We can't believe how much work you guys have put into this already. It really has come together just in the few days we've been here watching.
And
we've seen so much progress.
We only saw the before pictures, and it's amazing.
It really is. So I can't believe, you must be really excited about getting this done and getting on the road in it. We can't wait to see it.
We are thrilled. This past month has just flown by. Really, once the Mortons got here and we had 2 extra pairs of hands going at this and we could all work on different projects. I mean, we're just so grateful to have them as friends and just to help us finish this project out. They were here at the very beginning when we took the shell off the frame.
They obviously are incredible friends, and for people who haven't seen all the things you're talking about that have gone on, the frame off and all the other projects we've talked about that are done already, we encourage everybody to go and check out the YouTube channels of Drivin and Vibin and Mortons on the Move. You will see
links down below.
We of course will put links below. Thanks so much for coming along.
Thanks, everyone.
We hope we see you on the road really soon. We wish you
I'm sure we will.
definitely.
a ton of luck. And thank you to the Mortons.
Thank you to the Mortons.
Thank you.
Hey! Hold on. We gotta thank the Mortons. Hold on. Thank the Mortons. There they are.
Hey.
Wave goodbye.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.